When going through a spiritual awakening, it is so common to feel like you're so alone, to feel like almost like you're going crazy. You're wondering, is anybody else experiencing this? Is anyone else feeling what I'm feeling? Because every single person I talk to looks at me like I have 3 heads. And then the day comes where you finally meet someone who understands what you're saying. They have been where you've been. They feel what you feel, and they know you're not crazy, and it opens a door to a whole community of like-minded individuals. But what happens when you're talking to someone about an experience that you've had, and then they say, oh, that's this, and it is completely different for you? Like, you could say, yeah, I went through this challenge and it weighed so heavily on me, but I finally have been able to process it, and I got through it. I got to the other side of it, and I'm seeing a much bigger picture now, and it is so beautiful and not at all what I thought it was going to be like, and it's just so nice being able to get off my chest. But then they turn around and they say, actually, you were supposed to do this instead. See, if you do this, then it would bring you to this conclusion and X, Y, and Z. And on one hand, it's comforting that they're trying to help guide you along, and they're doing it just out of the kindness of their heart. They're not meaning anything bad by it, but the way it comes across, it's almost like they're saying, oh no, you're doing your spiritual journey wrong. You were supposed to take a left and you took a right, and you're going down the wrong path. Like, you need to turn around. What you think you know, you don't actually know, and you should be experiencing this. No. No. It is different for everybody. Everybody experiences things differently, and collectively we may all end up at the same or a similar level, but we didn't go through any of the same steps as each other. Every single experience is unique and personalized for you. So if you are experiencing this or have experienced this and it is still weighing on you or still nagging at you just in the back of your mind, going, hey, like, remember when they said this? What if you're messing this up now? Well, put your mind at ease, take a listen, and if you resonate, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get into it. Welcome to the Radiant Sun. My name is Kendra. I'm a spiritual life coach, and I help my clients get through the blocks in their lives to get to their ultimate success. And what happens when you're so excited about that success and you're talking about it to everyone, and then you're told that you're doing it wrong? You're told, oh, you're not actually done. You still have a lot more work. We all have a lot more work. Every single person on this earth still has a lot more work. Even those that are seen as being way up here, and they say that they're so close to being enlightened, and they've been studying and searching all their life, and they've dedicated their life to nothing but this. But you'll find out that the people that have experienced enlightenment didn't experience it until they stopped looking for it, until they stopped looking for the right moves to make. Enlightenment is when you're content with where you are, being present in the moment, and being conscious to the world around us. Knowing that we have great knowledge and at the same time know nothing. We do not learn and study and then go preach. We learn, we study, and we turn around and we help those who need a helping hand. We are no greater than the next person. And to turn around and tell somebody, I know exactly what you're going through. I just went through this last year. So you're going to end up hitting this tower moment, and then you're going to turn and you're going to do this. You might be presented with this option, but trust me, don't do that. You're going to do this. No, they're going to do what they're going to do. And even if it's perceived as the wrong thing to do, they are going to get such valuable lessons. I can't even say that word right now. Valuable lessons. Regardless of how you're supposed to say that word, they are going to experience something that you can't even imagine, because it's their own personalized experience. It's their own challenges that they're working through. And the challenges are coming to them based off of where they have been and where they're supposed to be. And where they're supposed to be is where they're supposed to be. So if someone is making you feel like you're at a place and you're missing something, and oh man, I made another mistake, and like, do I really fit in with this crowd now? Like, am I at the same level as them? Like, what do I do? What do? You stop listening to the opinions that don't resonate. Again, some people are meant to come into our lives to teach us a lesson and then move right along. So somebody might come into your life and just give you that reassurance that you're not alone, that there are other people and other communities out there that are living life the way that you're starting to perceive it, and that you have outlets, you have options. But that doesn't mean that you have to do it exactly how they're doing it. If you're not resonating entirely, just take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and keep going along in your journey, because I can guarantee you that there will be more people coming into your life to teach you more lessons. And those people might not look at you and say, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Should. If you do what people are telling you that you should be doing, you're going to should all over yourself. That's not what we want. What we want is to follow our head, our heart, and our gut. We want what makes our soul happy. We want what fuels us with passion. We want to fulfill our life's purpose. And there is no right or wrong way to do that. So if you end up making a decision that brings fire into your life rather than bliss and peace, it's okay, because that fire is still going to lead you to a good place, assuming that you learn from it. If you don't learn from every choice that you make, then you're going to end up in a cycle. You're going to go through it, and the universe will know, oh, they didn't quite get it this time. Let's do it again. Hit that replay button. Let's go again. And once you get to a point where you're like, I'm so sick of feeling like this. I am so sick of going in a circle. I'm so sick of feeling like I'm not going anywhere. I am going to do something different this time. I am done. I am going to grow. I am ready. Bring me to that next level. And then boom, you're going to soar. And it's not going to be because somebody told you that you should have done that. It's going to be because it resonated with you at the time it was presented. Everything will align in divine timing. You are not too early. You are not too late. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And I recently had a conversation with someone, and I was explaining something that I had experienced. And then they were saying, oh, you experienced that, and that's exactly like this. And what they were referring to was maybe relevant to them and similar to them, but it was something that I had never really experienced. It was completely different. They went through their own challenges. So the thing they were referring to was their own personal block. I never had that block. So it wasn't the same for me. And thankfully, at the time of having this conversation, I was far enough in my journey where I didn't take offense to it. I didn't let that project onto me. I didn't let that make me feel like I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I didn't feel like I was doing something wrong. And instead, I was able to see behind the curtain. I was able to see, okay, I understand that they went through this in life, and then they realized this, they put in all this work, and now they're where they're at today. But like everyone else, they still have a lot more to go. I still have a lot more to go. You still have a lot more to go. We're not all exactly at the same place. So once they get further into their journey, then they will see that it's all in how you perceive it. If it has a direct meaning to you, it will directly affect you. If something doesn't have a meaning to you, it can't affect you. And that's the wild thing, right? You can be handed a piece of paper, and it's a different language, one that you don't know. And it has words on it, and they're like, how do you feel when you read this? Try to read it, make it out, and you're like, oh, it's gibberish to me. I don't feel any which way about it. They're like, oh, well, that actually means this, and say it's something that really sets you off. Don't agree with it whatsoever, rubs you the wrong way, and you're like, oh, like, I don't like that. That's not something that I want in my life. I don't agree with that. And now, because you have given these random letters meaning, it now can affect you. So if something is affecting you, you are choosing to allow it to affect you. If it doesn't have a meaning to you, it can't touch you. So instead of something negative coming into your life and you labeling it as being something negative, look at it as something that has no meaning. The only meaning it has is what we've given it over time. It never used to be a thing. Before coming into this human experience, it would hold no weight over us. But now being in here, it just helps us identify and describe things in sentences, and we can use that to communicate. But the meaning behind it is whatever you feel. It's whatever you give it. For example, this one's a little bit of a clearer example. So there are, in packaging, you'll get styrofoam pieces. Some of the pieces are quite long but quite thin, and they're very easy to snap. So say you hand two people a piece of styrofoam, and one person is just breaking it apart, and they think it's so satisfying just snapping it and just fidgeting with it and whatever, if they toss it aside. The other person's holding it, and they're like, can you take it? I really don't like the feeling of styrofoam, and the sound makes me want to cry. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Oh my God, just take it away from me, please. And that's because of the meaning each person gave to it. One person views it as being satisfying. The other person views it as something that makes their ears bleed. It's all in the meaning that you personally give it. So it might affect you one way, but it may affect somebody another way. So if you run into someone and they're passing judgment, don't take it personally. They're only doing that because it's what they know. They have yet to see the other possibilities, the other ways that they could have perceived that situation. So if somebody says something that's a little off-putting and it shakes you up a little bit, bring yourself inwards, control your focus on what you're doing, what you're experiencing, and ask yourself, do I need their opinion to validate how I'm feeling or what I'm doing in my life? Does this really hold any weight over me? Are they right? Is there a right answer? Will it make a difference if I go this way or that way? No. It's your life. It's your story. If you don't know where to turn next, it's probably because that next step is a step into the unknown. And the unknown can be a very scary place if you give it that meaning. But if you change that meaning around and you look at it as a blank sheet of paper and you're free to draw whatever you desire, you can the possibilities are endless if you give the unknown a meaning of creativity and passion and light and your wildest dreams. It paints a whole new scene. It's not something that you're going to run away from anymore. You're not going to try to hide away in your comfort zone. You're going to want to go into the unknown. You're going to be excited. You're going to be excited for what's to come. And what's to come? Manifestation. Think it, dream it, feel it. Daydreaming is such an important part in that. And I used to always get yelled at in school for daydreaming. I wasn't daydreaming. I was creating my future. Hello? I don't need math to create my future. I need my dreams to create my future. Thank you very much. Unless you're, going into a profession where you would need to use math, then that probably isn't the best analogy. But at this point, I would hope that you're able to kind of see where I'm getting at. You can either be scared of new beginnings, or you can be excited for new beginnings. You can think that you're making the right or wrong decision, or you can believe that whatever happens truly does happen for a reason, and you're going to learn a magnificent lesson no matter where you go and what you do. So I hope this helps with any judgment that may come your way, any emotions that are being projected onto you and what you're doing in your journey. Just know that you're doing amazing. There's no need to compare yourself to anyone else. It's one thing to get some advice. It's another thing to kind of be pushed in a certain direction. Trust yourself, your guidance that you've been receiving, and know that you are exactly where you need to be. All right. Again, if this resonated with you, give it a quick like and subscribe. Give it a quick share to somebody it may benefit, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.